toes. They don't step over lines. And I'm not saying that to be visible that you have to do that, but there's a difference between being liked and respected. And most people want to be in the frame of mode by human nature where they're liked, popular. However, what you're really looking for is to have your work respected. So that's all about your positioning and how you do that and what you do. So these are really important markers to know. And the reason that I point out the 3 different areas is if you're not sure where you are in any one of those pieces at any given time, then it's hard to know what to do next and what's the next best step for you. So why even be visible? Why be iconically visible? Well, first point is that you'll know that there's a know, like, trust factor. And some of you have heard this expression and some of you might not have done. But when you're being consistent and you're not falling off wagons, you're consistently seen, your work is consistently seen, it actually builds a level of trust in people. They can rely on you to be there. So whether you do something once every year, Jeff Walker, product launch formula does something every year. Anne Wilson, the Welsh chef, she launches her thing once a year. And that's okay because that's what works for them and that's what they've chosen to do. Some of you might choose to do something on a monthly basis, and that's a level of consistency. And some of you might choose to do something on a weekly basis. I don't know, publish a newsletter, put a video out on your YouTube channel. And then some of you might look to do something weekly. So it might be every Wednesday, you do Wisdom Wednesday and you share some nuggets there. And for others, it could be that you decide to do something on a daily basis. None of them are good or bad, right or wrong. It all depends on you and what you do. And I'm going to come on to what kind of clarifies all of this. So there's a know, like, and trust factor. The second reason to be consistently seen and to go into the world of iconic visibility is because it builds relationships. First and foremost, it builds the kinds of relationships with the types of people that you want it to, the types of people that understand the work and what you do, the types of people that are curious about taking it further with you, especially for those of you that offer services and things that people can't see. They get to understand how it works and they build a relationship simultaneously at the same time. The other thing it does is it creates a connection. It creates the kind of connection that has people sit up, pay attention. It creates a kind of connection that has people crave more of the work that you do. It has creates a type of connection that has people recommend other people to you. And this is important because the other thing that it does is it does increase engagement. But if you have your main focus on creating content, putting yourself out there just to increase engagement, we see this a lot on social media. People do things for the likes and the shares. They become more performative. They might add humor into it, which is a great thing to do if you've got it. But sometimes they over push it. And what happens is it increases engagement in views, but not in the actions that people take. Remember those people that you see online dancing and pointing and looking really uncomfortable. I'm not talking about the people who've nailed it. They're looking really uncomfortable in what they do. People will kind of line up, look through the window at what they're doing, but it won't have the effective purpose that you need. And anyone that knows about iconic visibility will know that it's not just about the views, it's about having people dive deeper into what you do. So now you know why that's important. Know, like, specifically in trust factor, building relationships, creating connection, and enhancing the engagement. I'll say it like that, not the main focus, but enhancing the engagement. Why should people come to you? So there's a reason in my work that I've discovered since 2010 now, but over the years of why people remain inconsistent or come out of consistency, why people stop doing the things that they do, why people fall off the wagon, why they don't know what to share or post. There are a lot of different reasons for that. And although it depends on each individual business and what you do and who you do it with or for, actually the main reason that I find is that it's because people have got a certain area where they're not clear. And this is an awkward one because I've worked with people who have been in business much longer than me. I've worked in businesses of people who have made more money than me. I've worked with people who have been in something for a while and have had a modicum of success. They want even more of that. They want to scale it. They want to build it. And then somehow they find themselves getting stuck and they feel ashamed because they should know better. They should be further along. And here's where we're going to start with today on this journey. And I'm going to take you through various parts of this as we go through the week. But one of the places that they tend to get stuck on is clarity on what they're offering. Now, I know this sounds like, Jenny, are you joking? I've been in business for years. I know what I'm doing. And it's interesting because when I tell you a bit more about Iconic, the experience and what that's going to be about, you'll be interested to know that the people who have expressed the biggest interest in that have been doing this for years. Some of them are multiple business owners. And a couple of them have actually taken their businesses over the 7-figure mark. But there's a surprising twist to this offering. So stay tuned and listen to all of this video because you'll get a very, very, special chance to join it before we end. There's only so much I can share in 30 minutes over 5 days to help you become visibly iconic. But I promise you I'll share more. So there are almost like 6 components that people often forget about sharing. And I'll go through what they are. I'll go deeper into some because I do want to honour your time and only be here for 30 minutes and no more than that. So the first one is clarity on what they're selling, what they're sharing, or what they're offering. And the reason why this makes people become inconsistent is this is the piece that can get them into confusion, can get them into not feeling clear, can get them into comparisonitis and imposter syndrome. So the first bit is the one that I come across the most, people that feel that they should know better, should be doing better, should be further along. They silently struggle. And the reason they silently struggle is because they're already known, they're known as a person, and maybe their new product that they're bringing out, their new service that they're bringing out is not known. And it's all well and good putting a post out and saying, hey, I'm thinking of pulling together something that helps ABC. What are your thoughts? Do you need help with this? And that's great to canvass that opinion, by crowds. But it doesn't always help on you getting the clarity. And how you articulate that makes a big difference. So these people tend to silently struggle. They look on paper like they've got it all going down, they're posting consistently, but not a lot is happening. And they don't want to tell people that because they don't want the shame and they don't want to feel like they're failing. But they've got brilliant messages. They do absolutely amazing work. They transform people's lives. But just because they're not maybe Oprah doesn't mean that their work isn't iconic. Some of them kind of wonder and worry about it. So some of them wonder whether they should keep doing it, whether they should change it, whether they should add something else, whether they should raise their prices, whether they should put them down, whether they should offer it for free. And this keeps you stuck in a loop, which is everything but clarity. The other part of this clarity is that they worry about it. And when you worry about something in that way, you then become attached. Like, what do I even mean by that? In sales, there's this phenomena of being committed to offering the thing that you're offering, making the invitation that you're making, but not being attached to the outcome. And most people think, yeah, I'm in that place until they do the launch that flops. They sell the services that not many people buy or no one buys. They put something out there based on something that they've seen that looks really good on someone else, and they're doing well with it, so I'm going to do well with it. So they kind of mirror that and put it out there and don't see the things that they need to see. This means that they haven't yet found their true inner voice and they haven't found their clarity. So first point is, or the first component of this is clarity on exactly what they're selling, and whether it's a silent struggle, whether they're wondering if something will work, whether they're worried about it not working, or it hasn't worked in the past, or thinking they should be in a different place. All of those things, there are lots of things to do to remove those and neutralize those, but it's not always about doing something else. This is what throws you into overwhelm.